Well, hello. We've been pounding away at this guy, huh? We got full carpet front to rear. We got almost every trim panel in. Finally have the seats bolted down, center console is in, shift boot is in, changed out the shift knob from this crazy thing to the stock unit. Radio is installed with the speaker system. We still have to change out those surrounds. I just picked up the hardware to do it because I was out of mounting bolts or mounting nuts to put those speakers on the original grills, and they take one nut in each corner, and mine were just MIA. So we did that. Fit and finish of this carpet is pretty good. I got them from, I think, Aardvark Autos, something like that, over in like Ohio or something. Fit and finish is pretty good. I think the texture is slightly off. I think it's supposed to be some sort of cut pile, and this stuff is a little thinner and a little bit more coarse to the touch. Otherwise, quite pleased with it. Now, sometime back we had done the weather stripping for the window run channels, and that made a huge difference. Up until then, these were shot, so the windows would just go rattling around. So everywhere you went, even when you open and close the doors. We'd also gone and replaced the aftermarket mirrors with the stock mirrors. I know, shoddy body work up front here, but you know what? The car is getting repainted, so all that matters is it's plenty rigid, and then we'll be able to do it right and make it real nice and clean. But you saw I didn't have the door card on that door yet because we have to do a little bit more work to that door. It's due for a little bit more rust and remediation on the bottom. But otherwise, that door is halfway done. This door, however, is in good standing condition now. We did put the door card on because it's a rust-free car. Or this door is, I should say. So now it's just a matter of putting the armrests on. Relocated this mirror to another dumb aftermarket kit. Now what's interesting is this car never had dual mirrors, and maybe that's why the person changed out for the plastic aftermarkets. But because of that, we had to drill up new holes. You probably see my chicken scratch all over the door. That's all the writing from the measurements that it entailed. So all these marks I had made, I picked a rigid point on the door on the other side, made some measurements, did them over here, marked my 2 dots, compared it to the back side of this door, and it lined up with where the stock holes ought to be. So from this mark out here at 13 inches, you go up, and that's where your first hole is. 14.5, go up, that's where your big middle hole is, and then 15/7/8 go up, that's where your last small hole is. And then here, you'll go from the edge of this top trim piece. This is supposed to be black, but it's blue. Measure from the edge of that down 1.1/8, and that is the height for the center of all 3 of your holes. Then bada boom, bada bing, it's all done. It was kind of slow, a little tedious, but it honestly wasn't all that bad making the conversion. And then for the door, you just cut out a rectangle stall for the bezel and mounting hardware. You can see that's really all it is. Just make sure you have all this hardware. That's what's really hard to find. So I think someone out there is converting all these to passenger mirrors or something, because I haven't been able to frickin' find any. But good news is if you find an Escort, they're going to be the same. Just know that some mirrors are black, some mirrors are chrome. If it doesn't matter to you, do as you wish. But yeah, it's really starting to look like a car now. It's fantastic finally having a almost complete interior here. It's soft, it's nice and quiet between the exhaust, the carpet, and all the panels being secured. And then having a sound system. We had also lubed up all of these HVAC shutters, and then I had the giant mouse nest inside the HVAC box, so I went and cleaned that out. It was so stuffed full of crap up on the top top intake vent under the cowl. That when you turn the motor on, you can hear the motor go, it's turning, but it wasn't moving any air through any of the vents. So I had to go in there, clean that up. There was car insulation stuffed inside the fan fins. So I cleared that out, and now it moves air like mad. We had also done this. This I'm kind of famous for. The striker bolt fixes. Now the side doors, they don't have anything. They're supposed to be naked. They're supposed to look exactly like this. If they look like anything else other than that, your doors aren't going to close worth a darn. But on the back, it needs some sort of plastic bushing. So what we use is PEX, preferably the 1/2-inch stuff. It doesn't matter if it's red or blue, it's all the same crap. But you just get some of that and cut it down to the correct length you want, and then cut a slit in it so you can kind of feed it on here. Because then once you do that, the hatch closes and sounds like such. Locked in place, no budgie whatsoever. And to help with that, we'd also put in a new rubber threaded cushers in each of the corners. Those came from an Escort, so they look slightly different. These are a little bit more bulky, but the good news is I think they're going to last a little bit longer. The EXP ones are really narrow and small, so and then they land on a kind of angled hill mound. So every time they land on that, if they don't land on just freaking perfect, they get a little bent and twisted. And then they just go to heck real fast. But here's how the doors sound now. Rattle frickin' free. This thing is gonna be just peachy. So now we're getting to the point where all that's left mechanically is putting a new antenna on. I do have some stock units laying around it, but I need a cable. So sometime I'll measure a length and I'll share that with you guys. Otherwise, everything else we've done, we'll share part numbers, measurements, yada, yada, yada. There will be a video on the mirror conversion dedicated specifically to that. Otherwise, it's ta-ta for now.